The news every Manchester United fan didn't want to hear but probably knew was going to be coming anyway, and that is that Luke Shaw has had another injury setback. He is out for a further month minimum. It is the end, surely, for Luke Shaw. Is this career defining? Is this career ending right now? The record for Luke Shaw it outdoes every other injury-prone player across the Premier League, and there has been some. 11 years at Manchester United by the end of this season, Luke Shaw. He has been injured for 7.5 years of that time at Manchester United. That's the record. That's where Luke Shaw is right now. I feel sorry for the lad. I feel sorry that he is injured again. But this now has got to a stage where you've got to start asking the question. You've got to start saying, is Luke Shaw ever going to be back? Is Luke Shaw ever going to make it back into a Manchester United shirt? Everybody waited for Luke Shaw in the summer to come back and be a member of that England squad in the Euros, only to get injured again. Consistently injured every single season now. And them stats, they are compelling. Them stats are damning on Luke Shaw. They are everything that you do not want to hear as a Manchester United fan. They are everything that we have all been looking at and wondering why the club have backed him and backed him and backed him. You look at this and you go sentimental factors, hoping that one of the best left-backs, because he is one of the best left-backs that is out there, that could actually play the game, or has played the game in the Premier League era, on his day, that is. The problem is, his day has never come, and his day will never be there again. His injury record is up there with the worst, like we said, out of anybody's in this Premier League. It's shocking. When you listen to them stats, when you look at the injuries that he's had, his calf after calf after calf injury, obviously the leg break has set him back massively. He talks openly at times, talking about how he felt like he nearly lost his leg. That's how bad it actually was. And you're trying to recover from that. And it just looks like after year, that leg break, and he's actually had reoccurrences and issues with that leg break and the healing and problems with it. You're obviously focusing on that. The rest of your body cannot train properly. That's going to become weaker. Was that leg break the end of Luke Shaw's career? He has not been consistent enough since, and unfortunately for all Manchester United fans, and in particular Luke Shaw himself, this now looks like the end of the season for him again. It says 4 weeks, but we're just not going to see it. We literally played him for a couple of games at the start of this season, and we looked at him and thought, right, he's all right. He's got through at least 20 minutes, playing the odd little substitute appearance for Ruben Amorim, and then gone again. I don't know how you can keep on getting injured this much and hope that you are going to get back into this side at some point. I don't know. Like, serious conversations must be had at Manchester United now. They really do. Like, his contract is going to run out and he's still not going to have played it. He has been, and this isn't Luke Shaw's fault, he has been the biggest waste of money in terms of contract in Manchester United's history. And that's because he's probably the most unluckiest player on the planet. I've never felt so sorry for a man more than I have Luke Shaw, but it's getting to a point now where the fan base is getting frustrated that we can't get him out on the pitch. With everything else going on around Manchester United right now, it's just been highlighted, little issues like this. And it's not a little issue. I mean, I don't even know why I said that then. But this is massive right now. This is a player that United have got on their books. He's one of the highest paid players up there, in the top 10 paid players in the football club, that just cannot play. He physically cannot play. It's not through quality or anything like that, like we've said, but when do we make a decision? When do we just say, Luke, it's time that we tear this contract up? I'm sorry. Hard decisions. Ineos have come in to make big, bold, hard decisions. This is a player that's been available for 3.5 years of his 11 years at Manchester United. There has to become a point. There has to be a point where there has to be a contract understanding and a decision made where Luke Shaw's contract is null and void. He cannot fulfill that contract. He cannot compete. He cannot play football. So there has to be a decision made now where it is just ripping Luke Shaw's contract up and saying goodbye. United cannot keep having a player like this on their books, on that money, expecting him to come back and be a member of this first team squad when he's never available. It is getting to that stage now where we're actually thinking about, we just have to just cut our losses here and say goodbye, terminate the contract. And that's for all parties involved. That's the best for all. Because United, as much as they have got by Luke Shaw and got behind him, and it's great, and the full fan base is, as a football club, it is that time now where you have to just say, is he the future of Manchester United? He's not. He's not. Can he play a full season? 7.5 years out of 11 tells you he's not going to be able to. So you can't have a player on your books at that money. You're looking at everything else that's a problem right now and what Ineos are doing. You really do fear for Luke Shaw's future at Manchester United, because I think this decision will come. And I think Luke Shaw will end up leaving Manchester United one way or the other at the end of this season. Ineos cannot wait around for players. Manchester United cannot wait around. Ruben Amorim cannot wait around for players to get back fully fit. If you are not able to start a player and he isn't able to play 90 minutes of football, then he should not be at your football club. I don't know who would buy him. No one would be brave enough, which is why I feel like the contract should be terminated and Luke Shaw should leave Manchester United this summer. We've given him absolutely everything. And I'm just going to make sure that I make this point very, very clear right now. Devastated, gutted, and absolutely in bits for him. I really am. I can only imagine what he's going through right now again. It looks like I was there when he walked out onto the pitch in his first training session. I was at Carrington. I was taking pictures and videos. I thought, wow, what a boost this is going to be. Off the back of 3 wins at the time. Manchester United going all guns blazing. Not guns blazing, but you know what I mean. Actually, our best form of the season. Luke Shaw's coming back. Things were happening in the transfer market. Dorgu was going to be arriving. It all looked exciting, and then bang, transfer window finishes. Leacher goes out with a knee ligament injury. He's going to be out for nearly a year. And now Luke Shaw, who has been missing, like we just said, 7.5 of his last 11 at Manchester United. He's going to be out for another 4 weeks. He's still not featured. It's getting to the point, like I just said, where you have to cut your losses and just say it's time to move on. And that's painful for me to say it. It really is. But somebody needs to have that decision now. We cannot keep waiting around. It's exhausting, actually, watching him trying to get back. I think all Manchester United fans are torn right now as to what to actually think with Luke Shaw, because we want to see him on the pitch. But at the end of the day, like, the money that the man is being paid to never play a game, it's got to a point where finances are that tight, and if we're making cuts everywhere else in this football club and people are losing their jobs, like Luke Shaw is set up, like, money-wise. I think a big decision needs to be made here, and Luke Shaw needs to be let go at the end of this season. One way or the other, there needs to be a termination on agreement where he can leave amicably from the football club, give him his send-off and everything else that's necessary. But I don't see how Manchester United move forward with Luke Shaw in the side. He's always going to come into the squad. He's going to be seen as a first-team member. He's going to be stopping other players come through. And right now, we just haven't got the time to wait around any longer for him. He's a player that you want to do well, but a player that will never, ever be able to. That's the situation with Luke Shaw. You're just not going to be able to see him ever perform on the pitch again. And his days are numbered. They really are. He's running out of time. And again, I feel really sorry for him, but I think Ineos need to make a big decision on him in the summer. And Luke Shaw is going to be, I think, has to be leaving Manchester United one way or the other come the finish, because it's just getting to all levels now where you're just like, this is just, it's a little bit ridiculous. It is a little bit ridiculous how Luke Shaw has only featured for 3.5 years out of an 11-year stint at a football club. How it's got to this stage, I do not know. You can blame Manchester United medical staff all you want. You can look at whatever you want to look into in depth about why he keeps getting these injuries, whether it's his leg break or that has affected him throughout his career. But when it all comes down to it, he's on a massive wage at Manchester United. He's on a big contract. He's blocking the spot of someone else coming through, and he's not doing anything for the team. He's offering us absolutely nothing. Brutal decisions, ruthless decisions, but I thought this is what Ineos were coming in to do. Let's see what happens in the summer. I hope he comes back. I just really now, I've sort of given up. I don't think he ever will. And that's the slant on it. What do you think about Luke Shaw? Get your comments into the comment section below, everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button up on your screen right now to keep up to date with all Manchester United content. But that is the breaking headline news. Luke Shaw, again, injured on injured. He's out for another month, and we won't be seeing him at best until probably the end of March, looking at what's been said. But will he ever come back? We keep getting these promises, but it's not there, is it? Let us know what you think, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. See you all later.